Welcome to Vital Records, the monthly genealogy tip series.
This month, I want to highlight a variety of infographics, charts, and tools that can be helpful in your genealogy research. I'll have a link to each image in the video description so that you can save a copy. First up, the cousin chart. These charts are pretty ubiquitous across the internet in a variety of formats and options. I prefer this red chart from cousincountry.com, which is simple to use in determining your relationship with a relative. Let's say that I'm trying to figure out the relationship between me and someone who is also a descendant of my second great grandparents, except they are this person's grandparents. So start from the top left where it says common relative. I would place myself along either the top or bottom of the chart in the fourth box for second great grandparents. My relative would be on the other side of the chart in the second box for grandparents. Where the rows and columns meet indicates our relationship. We're first cousins twice removed. Next up is a military service chart from Ancestry.com. Military records can be so helpful in genealogy research, providing the life experiences of our ancestors as well as other vital records information. But it can be difficult to know what military conflict an ancestor might have been involved with. This simple chart lists each major military conflict that the United States has been involved with, and then lists the likely ages for individuals who likely served in the military for that conflict. For example, if your ancestor was born in 1805, they might have been in the military during the Mexican War. Every genealogist has a brick wall or two in their family tree, an ancestor who you just can't find much on or any information on at all, and you certainly don't know who their parents were. But have you really done enough research for this to be considered a brick wall? Family Tree Magazine has a great flowchart to help you consider new avenues of research. For example, have you done in-person research, tried cluster research, or substitute sources? If not, this ancestor is not really a brick wall. Not sure what some of this means? Don't worry. The web page that this chart is on goes further in depth to describe different tactics used to research your troublesome ancestors. Census records are one of the major genealogy record types that everyone uses in their research. But with a federal census every 10 years dating back to 1790 and with a new set of questions each year, they can be a little overwhelming and kind of hard to read. It can be easy to fall into just grabbing the names and ages and moving on. But there are so many questions asked on the census records, and you could be missing out on some great information. Two great resources for better understanding the questions asked on each census are at census.gov and familyhistorydaily.com. Census.gov provides a list of each question asked during each census, from the skimpy 5 questions asked in 1790 to if the family owned a radio in 1930. Family History Daily provides similar, though not quite as comprehensive information on the census questions. But it also provides a chart organized by questions asked, with a list of each census year that addresses the question. So you'll quickly know that questions about marriage were asked from 1870 to 1900, but not before or after. Finally, here's a chart that's mainly just for fun, which showcases just how many ancestors we have. For example, 512 seventh great grandparents. Though this chart is a good visual for emphasizing just how many ancestors we have, it's not really accurate. This is in part due to pedigree collapse. This is the concept that you are descended from the same ancestors through a variety of lines, thanks to cousin marriage. Historically, it was extremely common for cousins to marry, especially second, third, or more distant cousins. So a more accurate depiction of the number of ancestors we have is the diamond chart. This example is from Legacy Family Tree and is likely a more accurate representation of your family tree. I think that these infographics and charts will be very helpful in your genealogy research. Remember to check the video description for a link to each one. Also, make sure to check out past videos for more genealogy research tips and consider joining us at the Hamilton Mill branch for Genealogy Club, held twice a month. If you have any questions about accessing genealogy resources, please contact your nearest library branch or the Customer Contact Center for assistance. If you would like one-on-one assistance with genealogy research, you can use the Book a Librarian request form at gwinnetpl.org. Check back again next month for another edition of Vital Records.